Shifting focus over to international stories, according to organizers, more than 1 million people took to the streets of Hong Kong to protest against a proposed extradition law that many fear could let China target political opponents in the territory. The controversial extradition bill would allow suspected criminals to be sent to mainland China for trial. Sunday's protest is believed to be the biggest since the umbrella movement in 2014, in which thousands had stormed the streets of Hong Kong. Chants of no China extradition, no evil law echoed through the high-rise city streets. Protesters also called for the resignation of Hong Kong's chief executive, Carrie Lam. Lam has pushed for amendments to be passed before July. Lam has tweaked the proposals but has refused to withdraw the bill, saying it is vital to plug a long-standing loophole. However, people remain suspicious and question the fairness and transparency of the Chinese court system. Human rights groups have repeatedly expressed concerns about the use of torture, arbitrary detentions, forced confessions and problems accessing lawyers in China.
我諗最主要都係惡法嘅，咁始終呢個條例即係實在係踩到香港人嘅底線嘅，我覺得即係任何人就算對當初覺得唔關自己事嘅，咁但係其實每一個人即使有香港人嘅話，其實都係關事㗎咯。咁今日大家都感受到呢樣嘢咯嚇。
真係條例係對香港下一代好大影響咯，係咯，所以自己唔出嚟嘅話，都真係。其實自己本身而家市民冇咩可以好做㗎啦，已經其實都係大家香港人都想安安分分做個打工仔嘅啫，其實，但係始終有啲條例咧，如果牽涉到要動不動就要移翻去內地受審訊嘅話咧，就大家都好驚咯，其實。
The protests have also moved beyond Hong Kong, with thousands of migrants in Australia urging the country's government to condemn the bill. Australia, with a population of 25 million, is home to a large Chinese diaspora for whom the issue strikes home. Now, violence continues in Sudan, with 3 people reportedly killed in the first day of civil disobedience call. Sunday was the first day of a general strike called by the protest leaders who want the ruling military to give up power. After days of violence, bloodshed and claims of human rights violations, the streets of the Sudanese capital of Khartoum fell silent. Shops were closed and streets were empty as people in Sudan stayed home to protest the military's deadly crackdown on protesters. Ironically, the Sudanese Professionals Association, which spearheaded months of mass protests, had aided the military in overthrowing Omar al-Bashir from the post of president. But the military took charge after Bashir stepped down. Since then, the association has urged street protests to continue until power is fully handed over to a civilian-led government.
نحن نناشد الشباب يعني المدارس تتفتح والشوارع تتفتح ونحن نعيش في سلام وأمان ونبني السودان لقدام إن شاء الله.
Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed had visited Sudan to mediate over talks between the ruling military and the protesters. This came after the military launched a violent crackdown on the protesters and cleared the sit-in sites. Many civilians have lost their lives in the clashes. The two sides lost common ground when protesters rejected the military's demand to resume negotiations after the violence.